You know, it'd be nice one day, maybe I'll have it straight to where I turn on the volume for the microphone instead of having it muted. But anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again to the channel. You know, it is JJ with you once again. You all know the drill. Subscribe, like, don't forget the notification bell. Done deal. Okay, today, you know, it's graphics card nightmares, and we're going to just jump right into it, and we're going to kick it off for this Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I say this because to let you know where my region is, so that way you know how to set your time up. That's why I say Pacific Standard Time. Now, if I were to set Eastern Standard Time, that would have been 3 hours ahead of me. And I think Mountain Time is 2 hours ahead, and GMT is 8 hours ahead, and so on. So it's hard to keep it all in my head. So, but just jumping into the video, we got a lot to talk about, a lot to unpack, but we're going to unpack just a little bit, and we're going to save the rest for Saturday. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into it. And then after that, give you a little bit of my thoughts, and then we move to Saturday. So here we go. All right, you made it to the action screen like always. We're going to go ahead and just do our normals. And, you know, you got the big cursor right here. So we're going to pop up everything. I got Amazon already popped up for you. And don't forget your drink and snacks, by the way. Did that ring? Yeah, I got mine. Oh, you have an itch too. Anyway, let's see what they got for the 5060 Ti. Since I didn't do an unboxing because nobody sent me nothing for an unboxing, so I can't really show you guys what it's all about, but I can make my opinion of what it's all about. Don't worry, someday we'll catch up into the times and we'll get all these graphics cards and everything all sorted. And hopefully we'll run some rigorous tests and, you know, we'll just work our way back up the ladder. Hopefully you understand. But this is the 5060 Ti, 16 gigabytes. There's two versions, the 8 gigabyte and the 16 gigabyte. Right now, they don't have the 8 gigabyte out there because from what I'm hearing from other reviewers is that NVIDIA seems to be hiding the 8 gigabyte version of the 5060 Ti. So I don't know if they're hiding it. Maybe it's a card that they're just going to launch into the wild and everybody can buy it if they want to and go from there. But I'm going to save my thought for the end on that because there's much more to unpack about it. So let's move on. We got $770 for the 5060. It's an Asus card. I thought that was supposed to be what? $429. But you know, the AIB partner cards, they're going to be more expensive. MSI, $720. Gigabyte, $925. $925. I guess they're trying to catch up with the 9070 XT from AMD. Because obviously this seems like a price push. To me, it does. Because they got a 5070 12 gigabytes for $740. Why would I pay that? And I could have got that. And that's a lot faster than that. Oh my God. They got pre-builds. They got a 5070 Ti. Unbelievable. I mean, look here. You could have got a Skytech Nebula gaming PC. The whole PC with the 14400F. And you could have got it with a 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. But they slapped it with 16 gigabytes of 5200 microtransfer RAM and a 650-watt PSU. So I don't know. That seems cheesy. Just saying. Just saying. Uh, See, I mean, guys, that's just plain ridiculous. That's just outrageous. It's just totally outrageous. Yeah. That's pretty much it for Amazon. Let's go ahead and go to Newegg real quick. Okay. We're at Newegg. Let's look and see what they got. Out of stock, but they would sold it for $470 with $10 shipping, would have been $480 for the 5060 Ti. Let's move on. 539, $540 for a B450 motherboard and an R5 5600 with 16 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, 1 terabyte storage. Really unbelievable. 529, 549, 472, 489, 499, $490. Looks like they got the no, they don't. Out of stock. And this is 480, 480, $419, $420. That's about the closest I've seen to MSRP all day long. But it's out of stock. $420 out of stock. 480, 480, 480, 420, 430, 440. Out of stock, 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 all the way down the board. All the way down the board. So let's open up a new tab. Okay, let's go to techspot.com to spot. And let's see, let's do the focus on 50, 60 Ti bench marks. Okay. Let's do that focus because I want to see if it's going to be worth you guys' 2 cents to buy this. So TechSpot, I go to TechSpot because I get some good benchmarks, but they rate it 75. But they also say too, it's not the greatest neither. Let's move on down the road for 1440p. Okay, this is a 16 game average 1440p. 5060 Ti right here, 76 average, 59 on the 1% lows. And I don't know. That just doesn't seem stable. Right here, the RTX 4070, 84 on the high and 65 on the low. So from what I'm seeing at 1440p, it's not beating the 4070 because I got the 4070. Let's see the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte. They got that. Didn't we just do that? Oh my God. I guess they're doing the 1080p thing. I guess they're not doing the 1080p thing. Let's see, we'll just do 1440p ray tracing. Let's see what it's got. This says that it's got 49 on the high and 40 on the low. And looking at the 4070, it's got 45 on the high and 33 on the low. I'm going to call that right here. Since I got the 4070 and I use it every day and I know the specs on it, I know it goes higher than this, and I know it's definitely higher than this. And I know it's definitely higher than this because it's right behind the 4070 Super. Not by much, but it's right around there. But, you know, I mean, that's just my opinion. But anyway, the whole squeal steal about this is this. Let's go back to the main screen. Look, the 5060 Ti, I'm not knocking whatsoever. Okay. The reason why I'm not knocking it is because it falls so close to the 4070 that since the 4070 is a discontinued product from NVIDIA, this would make 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte a contender. Because the 4070, okay, guys, the 4070 is 12 gigabytes of VRAM, but the 5060 Ti is 16 gigabytes of VRAM. And plus it has more um, AI tops than the 4070. So that gives it a better performance value moving up. And also too, what they have multi-frame generation and everything else. I am not knocking it whatsoever. Okay. And yes, if you're wondering, this is my conclusion. So told you guys this wasn't going to be a long video this week. Next week, we'll have a lot more cooking. So make sure you stick around for that. But from what I've seen on the market right now, truthfully, there's not really that many graphics cards to talk about. Other than the 9000 series from AMD and the 50 series from NVIDIA. Those are the only two that are cooking right now that are on the market. Even if I wanted to go through some of the graphics cards this week, they're not within the purview of your attention because the prices are just the prices are just so astronomically high on even the oldest graphics card. I've seen one graphics card, the 1070. They want almost 400. Well, they do want over $450 for that card. And I'm like, the 1070, really? But you have to look at it this way too. The reason why the prices are going up on some of this stuff, it's not because it's going up on it. It's because the demand for the product. If they're short in product, the demand's going to go high. So that's going to push the price increase. Has nothing to do with tariffs or anything else. The tariffs didn't even really kick in. Everybody was so worried about the tariffs and everything else. They really didn't kick in. Not enough to affect the GPU market right now. What's affecting the GPU market right now, it's the companies are not producing enough graphics cards to fill the need of the market. So this is going to push the price high. So by them discontinuing other products and then moving themselves towards the new products, the demand's going to go high for a while. So by early January of next year, things will be settling down. So right now, things are not going to settle down is because of everything being up in the air like it. So if you're looking for a graphics card, I would suggest looking at a pre-built because you get a better deal with everything built into it compared to just buying a graphics card itself right now. I've seen this happen before many years ago to where the pre-built was a better option than buying just the graphics card. So in my opinion, the better deal is in the pre-built. That's where you're going to save your money. And we do look at pre-builts on Sunday. So this Sunday, we're going to be looking again and seeing what the prices are on the 5060 Ti for pre-builts and see how you can adjust the pricing there. So if you're looking to get a platform that's decent, instead of you trying to rebuild your whole platform, you might as well just go ahead and buy yourself a pre-built and save yourself a bunch of money and a bunch of time. And it's just plug and play. So you can do your little tweaks or whatever. But a pre-built's going to be the better way to go, I think, right now. Until the prices come down on graphics cards to where they're manageable, to where people, you know, can sink their teeth into it. Because right now, I don't think anybody can sink their teeth into a graphics card. Really. Because the prices are just, ever since November of last year to now, prices have been insane. Okay, that was even before the tariffs. The price has been insane. So don't think the tariffs are a cause of this. They're not. The cause of this was the stooping and, gathering they've been doing, putting out graphics cards little bits at a time because they want to force the prices up. They think everybody in the United States or around the world thinking that the minimum wage has gone up. Minimum wage hasn't gone up. For the whole world, minimum wage has not gone up. So why are they jacking up these prices? Well, maybe because that the companies that are building this are getting greedy. And now you've got the main manufacturers scrambling to find a better deal, which they're not having any success. So, I think it's like this. When you got motherboard manufacturers, you got the ones that assemble the products, GPUs, they assemble them and everything else. I think they're the ones that are raping the rewards from the consumer, from the gamers. So it's my thought that, if they would think about the product cost and lower the product cost, just because, the R&D costs a lot of money, that the finished product, I understand is going to cost more, but also too, over time, like after a year, then the product should come down in price, but it's not. It's staying high. And it's just like my 4070, it stayed around $550, $600 for getting close to 2 years. So just like 7800 XT, it fluctuated a little bit down to 429, came back up to 550, and now it's like getting close to $1,000. A 7800 XT is almost $1,000, where a 4070 is almost $1,000. So, and that's where your scalpers are picking people off one by one because they know the demand of the product's still there and it's taken away from major retailers. And guess what happens? They sell it on eBay, to make a profit 100 times over the value. I've seen the graphics card, the 5090, for $100,000 on eBay already. You think people got that kind of money to buy that? Hell no. So in order to get a hold of all this, NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, Asus, Gigabyte, MSI, ASRock, all the major companies need to get a hold of the pricing. And they need to put a lockdown on it. They need to fix this. Because if they don't fix it now, what's going to happen in the future? It's going to be more of the nightmare. So you're going to be hearing me every week telling you about the nightmares that are on the channel. Like I try to do every week anyway, but it's going to be worse. So leave your comments down below and let me know what you think is going to be happening. But anyway, guys, I am going to get out of here. I said my 2 cents. And I will see you on Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, live here on the channel. We will be discussing the 5060 Ti, the, what is it, the 9060 Ti, or the 9060, or whatever comes about, and the 5060, or whatever comes about, and some of the jacking of the high prices and so on. We got a lot cooking on Saturday, so make sure you're there. And also, too, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. And don't forget about the notification bell so you know when I post the next video. Until the next time and the next video, you know where it is, and we'll see you on the next one.